Sacred Souls, it's Susanna from Alamatic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is removing any more blocks and barriers that are around us or on us that may be blocking our healing and our ascension. And anything dark from our childhood that we need to heal from to also help us with that. I'm going to explain it a little more in a second. See, I got the fire going already quite nicely. Okay, so what I have here is some cups around the wooden mannequin to represent the barriers and blocks that are still around us or on us, that make it more difficult to have a direct connection with spirit, like with the divine, and that can be either placed on us by the dark or even by our higher self, because we're not quite ready yet, because we're still in lower vibrations and we still have more healing to do. So it could be that until we're fully ready, this may actually, in a sense, also be protecting us, because we need to heal certain things to move up. And then here I put blue ribbon around our throat to represent our throat chakra. And rather than removing it, this shall actually activate it more and heal it more. But I'm going to put this stuff back on again, because I'll pull that off after. And I actually have two. First I had it open, and then I realized, no, the top actually has to be closed. So I have a second one over that one. And the bottom one I cut open. And I'll have to take that apart to fully remove everything. Then here, this is the wax from the ceremony when we removed the devil energy from us and banished it. I have a little bit more in there. It's just I didn't want to pull all the small pieces out, and I have the yellow cord that was also still giving us a hard time, right? That still had us connected to these devil energies, and that was the portal and gateway. Now, in the meantime, I found a yellow cord that is completely flattened. Excuse my dirty hands. I was handling the wood and dirt and everything here, getting stuff ready. But if you can see it, it's completely flat. So the cars must have driven over this. And this shall represent the yellow cord that the dark still has to us. So this could be specific narcissists in our lives. Or it could also be the programming, the patterning, the patterns that are still in our lives that we haven't fully freed ourselves from. So anything like that. And it's already flattened. So it's like we've already pretty much taken the life out of it. But I'm going to cut this one. Okay, so we're going to fully disconnect from it. Then as I was walking into the park, I found one of these cloths that looks like baby cloth. Like, you know, when you wipe the drool off a baby. That's what it looks like to me. But this is terribly dirty and soiled. So that shall represent all the darkness and all the hurt, pain, and suffering that was put on us even when we were really small, like when we were babies, toddlers, etc. Like when, or like just infants, right? Like that's basically our parents and our family's damage that they projected onto us right from the start since we were babies. And I have a little mini cradle that we're going to put in for our inner child healing. I didn't want to like put a mini doll in there today. I feel like this shall just represent our infancy and early childhood, where a lot of the dark patterns come from, right? And then I have a roll of toilet paper to close any and all portals and gateways. So we're cutting that cord, and then a bit more salt. And then, of course, like here, I have some water for putting out the fire after and when calling it in. Okay, I think that's it. So I'm going to call in our spirit guides now, and then we're going to get this started. So, I'm going to cover the crib again. All right. Dear Creator, higher power, source, and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, dear Mother Earth, our ancestors that are in the light, great spirit of the fire, and the other three elements, air, that's all around us, earth, underneath us, and water, which I have in these cups because I'm not directly next to water. I have to walk a little bit over to get it. And yeah, please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protections with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. Okay. Please cleanse and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, evil, and low vibrational, and flood us with massive amounts of love and light, blessings, and protections from the divine. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Oh. Okay. We're going to start by putting the wax from the devil energy, the trickster energy, that manipulative snake type energy, that narcissistic energy into the fire. Please burn away and transmute any remaining devil energy that is still in our lives, in us or around us, projected at us in any way, shape, or form. And the cord, hold on, there's a bit more in here. This piece didn't want to come out. Here. Remove any and all trickster, dark, evil, manipulative, snake type, narcissistic energies from our lives throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And that shall be applied to body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, and karmically in all aspects. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Whew. And as I was saying that, this piece of charcoal fell down, and I feel like this is significant. It's like it almost came like at me in a sense, right? So it's like, whoa. Okay. So with that, let any and all cords to our solar plexus that these narcissistic devil type energies still have in our lives, even though we flattened them and pretty much gotten rid of most of it, but help us fully and completely disconnect from them. Oh, hang on. Here we go. See, they're cut throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. I'm feeling guided to cut it actually 3 times, so it's 4 pieces. And that shall be, applied to our body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, and to all karmic aspects that are affected by this. All right, here we have the 4 pieces. Let those be put in the fire and let that all be burnt away and be transmuted into love and light and returned to source energy. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Whew. Wow, this feels better already. Oh, sorry. As an empath, I always feel the energy. So, all right. Oh, and sorry, let me say it first. I put it down there because it wasn't that stable up here, but let any and all blocks and barriers that are still around us, that are placed on us, that are put on us, projected onto us, that our higher self may have put there until we were ready. Let any and all of those barriers and blocks now and forever be removed to help us, heal and ascend. And, oh, this is interesting. This one's hard to get off, and I'm feeling guided to actually cut it off rather than remove the bottom piece. So, give me a moment here. Let any and all blocks and barriers that are around us be removed throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And let it be applied to, and here we go, to body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, and any and all karmic aspects that affect us in this lifetime. We are now free. Oh, wow. And it looks like these, it almost looks like 2 cups. It's really thick. And with this blue ribbon around our neck, that actually looks like a scarf. That actually looks cool. Let our throat chakra be fully and completely healed so that we may regain our voice. Same as having our solar plexus healed from putting the yellow cut ribbon in there earlier. Let us fully and completely come into our power and speak our truth in all situations in the best way possible. Let us always say it in a way that reflects the love and light energy of the divine, that it comes from a place of love, but also from a place of power, so that we are empowered, sovereign beings, as is our right. And so it is. We shall be cleansed, healed, and renewed through the spirit of the fire. Oh, one sec. I just got smoke in my eyes. We shall be fully and completely healed. And anything dark within us, any fear, any hurt, pain, and suffering, any trauma, any PTSD, CPTSD, any anger, hate, resentment, jealousy, blame, guilt, envy, and any and all other dark emotions shall be brought to the surface to be shown to us one last time. And please help us fully and completely heal them, transmute them into love light energy, and return them to source energy for reintegration. Help us fully and completely let them go. We bless all those dark energies and feelings with love and light, and release them from our lives now and forever. And they shall be released back to source energy. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. And any and all of those blocks and barriers that we have had shall go in the fire. This one too. And you can see, like, I cut out one and then I put the other one over it. I don't don't know if you can see it well enough, but that shall go in the fire and be burnt away. We no longer want or require any blocks that stop us. We are now free, and we shall be able to fully and completely heal and ascend, come into our power, and be the sovereign beings that we were meant to be. And with that, we're letting go of all the early childhood trauma, hurt, pain, and suffering that is still stored in our DNA, in our energy field, that we carry with us energetically, and that has been passed down through our bloodline, through our lineages, that has been passed down from parents to children to grandchildren, etc. And we realize that everyone in our family was an innocent child and was damaged by their parents who did the best they could under the circumstances and with their own damage that they weren't able to heal from and overcome. And they loved us in the best possible way they could with their own limitations and trauma that they carried within them. We bless them with love and release all the trauma, all the hurt, pain, and suffering from us and them. Our whole bloodline and lineage shall be healed from all that damage, all that toxic patterning, from all the pain. And we recognize that none of this is personal. They loved us to the best of their ability, but that ability was limited. So it was not really against us. It's just they couldn't do better. So we bless them with all the love in our hearts and forgive them. We love and embrace and forgive ourselves and our parents, our siblings, our grandparents, and everyone else in our family, in our lineage, in both lineages, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And that shall be applied to body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, and to all karmic aspects. And so it is. All my relations, all our relations. And we shall now fully and completely heal from all childhood trauma. And we shall feel so loved, safe, and protected. Our parents wanted us safe. They just didn't always know how. So when they were, for example, fighting in front of us, or snapping or yelling at us, that's because they got triggered. Their own damage got triggered. And they really did have the best intentions to be the best parents they could when they didn't get triggered. And when they got triggered, they lost control and didn't know what they were doing. Actually, what just popped into my head very strongly, sort of in a clear, cognizant kind of way, was that line from the Bible where Jesus said, "Forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." They couldn't help themselves. They loved us to the best of their ability. And we recognize that they wanted to keep us safe and protected. And in their way, that's what they did. Even if they were controlling, that was their way of trying to protect us and keep us safe. We forgive them. And in our minds and hearts, we give them a big, long hug. Our souls connect. And we realize their own pain. They were so damaged themselves. They really loved us, but didn't know how. And that could be that they couldn't express or like verbalize, for example, that they loved us. This could have been transferring or like projecting all of their fears onto us. And a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I feel very strongly that, like, I feel them energetically very strongly. They feel really bad for not having been more able to express their love for us or to us, and that they weren't able to protect us better. But they did it in the best way that they knew how. So, for example, my mother was born in 1945, right at the end of the war, like World War II, in Germany. And my grandmother always made sure that my mother was fully and completely looked after materialistically, but emotionally she wasn't able to give her the love that she needed. So emotionally my mother was neglected, but she had a safe home in the sense of like she had a nice apartment, everything looked great on the outside. So that was the best way in which my grandmother could keep my mother safe and protected in a time of upheaval, right? Like after the war, it was chaos and, you know, a lot of kids barely had enough clothes or anything, right? But in that sense, my mother was looked after. So each of your situations and in your families will be different, but you get the point. It's like, think about how everyone in your family experienced their childhood and what their parents went through and, you know, the struggles that they had. So we are fully and completely loved, safe, and protected by the divine, and our parents tried their best. Our families, our caregivers, our maybe even older siblings that were really jealous, but in their damaged way, they loved us, even though they didn't know how. Okay. So please, let us be fully and completely healed. What is just coming through that I should share with you as well, they're nudging me, is my father's childhood. So my father was a child during World War II. He was born in 1937, also in Germany, right? And he was raised partially by his grandmother, because his mother was a single mother working all day, and she had 3 sons, so 3 boys that she raised on her own. But then later they moved away, so the grandmother was then out of the picture as far as I know. Or like, they were visiting but not always there anymore. But imagine, so a child who was like kindergarten, daycare, and then like elementary school age, who was raised with daily beatings by a mother who came home in the evening, tired from work, was completely in over her head, just worrying about how she's going to provide for her 3 kids, and didn't know how to cope with it, and beat them because maybe they were screaming and running around and misbehaving or whatever, and she couldn't handle it. And on top of that, that was at a time when bombs were dropping, and they had to sometimes go into the bunker. There were alarms, air raids and whatever going on. So there was no feeling of safety, right? It was pure survival, and they had to be tough. So when you think about a situation like that, that person then grows up to act really tough and is not really able to tap into the more sensitive emotions and expressing love easily, right? I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, obviously, like, he did. But it was, like, for my dad, it was very difficult for him to say that he cared about us, right? So like the word love was not really dropped. But he showed it through action, right? Like he did really nice things and, tried to show in that way his love. Like, especially like when I think about my interaction with him, right? So that's something that may apply to a whole bunch of you, that even if it goes further back, if there was war in your lineage, let's say your grandparents or your great-grandparents lived through war, that damage gets passed down. Like there's a lack of security, like tough war times and so on. And that continues for several generations. And with each generation, people may be able to heal a bit more, but like it it's not that easy to get rid of it, because like back in the day, people didn't go to the therapist or had psychologists or anything like that, right? So they came home with PTSD, and then the marriages weren't functioning, and there was abuse in the home, and so on, right? So anyway, enough of that. We're gonna close the portal to all that dark abuse that was a part of that. So all the darkness, all the abuse, all the hurt, pain, and suffering, all the lack of love, the fear of rejection and abandonment, that portal and gateway shall now and forever be closed and removed from us, from our body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, throughout all of time and karmically, energetically, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Oh, wow. Now the energy feels so much better. Whew. Oh, yeah. Okay. If you want to stay in this energy a bit longer, then please pause the video. And for the rest of us, let's finish up. Let the ceremony now be finished. Wait. I just got a whiff of sort of a rotten smell, like when food is moldy. Yeah, there's still emotionally some rotten, moldy, toxic, emotional stuff. Oh, let all of that be, as much as possible today, be cleared and removed from us, our body, mind, spirit, soul, and energy field, and cast into the fire to be transmuted into love and light and returned to source energy. And we ask that you continue to help us heal and release all of that toxicity. Let it fully leave our system so that we can fully step into the divine love light frequency. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, now we're done. Okay, let the ceremony now be finished and accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. Thank you so much. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly safe, shielded, and protected. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of this ceremony and for working on your own healing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love and light, many blessings, and be well until next time. Bye.